Live streaming, go ahead.
Yep, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. It is November 18th, 2024. We're going to start our Ethics and Disciplinary Committee meeting. We have quorum. I would like to start by introducing my wonderful committee members.
Susan Perez, committee member.
Naomi Pemberton, Chair.
Jeanette Wilson, co-chair.
Thank you very much. So I would like to make a motion to review the minutes. Did everybody get the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor or?
Motion to accept the minutes. Second. Second.
Okay, motion is moved. The minutes of last month have been accepted. Okay, so tonight we have a case to review. And I'm going to summarize the case based on what I received. The complaint is based on information from an email that was received from the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson, addressed to board chair and district manager, was posted on Facebook. And the case was brought up by Robert Press. This book by Robert Press. And according to the complaint, the Indian Village Alliance by board member Deborah Quallick. The email from the borough president and the posting from Facebook are attached. Okay, so first, because I just want to address.
That's the other one.
Yeah. First, I want to address. Okay, thank you.
Give me the other one so you don't get it.
First, I want to address that the respondents in this case. So I just want to make sure to just verify that the case is not against Vanessa Gibson.
No, I haven't updated it.
Oh, okay, wonderful. And that the respondents in which you agree is Deborah Quallick and Jeremy Warnicki, sorry, Jeremy Warnicki and Cynthia Rodriguez.
That's what I was told.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to make your case.
Can I just, who were you told that by, Rob?
Or president herself.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
Oh, you can have 5 minutes, I'm sorry. That's fine.
won't take up. Thank you, Madam Chair. Perhaps I gave the committee too much information last time that may have gotten some people confused. So here are the basic facts. Paragraph number 1 in the complaint is about how my confidential information from the borough president's office to the chair of the board and the district manager was placed on social media by board member Deborah Quallick. That is the ethics complaint. No community board information about me should have been given out, as I have not been selected to the community board. It should remain confidential. I did not give Ms. Quallick the information, and the borough president told me that her office did not give her the information. I was told then by the borough president, the only 2 other people to receive the information were the board chair and the district manager. I'm going to read from page 12 of 17 of the bylaws of Community Board 11, January 2024, Article 8, District Manager and District Office Staff, Section 2, District Manager. The duties and responsibilities of the district manager are, there are several, so I'm just going to read number 5. District manager is to supervise and administer the office and the board staff. It is very imperative for this committee to find out how board member Quallick got hold of such confidential information that came through the board mail, which was sent to the board chair and the district manager, and the district manager is supposed to supervise. So for this committee to take the proper course of action so it does not happen again. Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, I'm going to summarize very briefly.
Yeah, that was very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so, I have a question. So, let me understand. This was posted on Facebook where?
This was on social media. It was on as the page there says, it was on the Indian Village Alliance Facebook page.
Indian
That's a
Village.
Facebook page.
Alliance Facebook page. And
And Deborah just made this post on their Facebook
Just-
page?
Yes.
voluntarily like that, like, was there something that prompted her to do
Well,
that?
she had said she had information other to the fact that I was appointed, and I said, prove it to me.
So this was a conversation before she.
No, but it
posted.
doesn't matter.
No, I'm just asking.
That has no bearing on it.
I needed,
Fact is that the information was put up. on
correct.
Right. No,
So
that doesn't
you-
have any warrant on the case, and we're just trying to
Okay.
understand.
So on Facebook, you and Deborah were going back and forth and then
Facebook. Only
she asked,
once.
you said prove it and then she posted for
Yeah.
confidential information?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I could have said 100 things. Are you gonna go up to the Empire State Building and jump
No,
off?
we're not implying
Okay.
any.
So
Yeah.
can I just want clarification. So the one back and forth was on Facebook.
Mhm.
And after that, that's when she
Yeah.
posted this. Okay. That's why I wanted clarification,
Right.
because I wasn't sure if it was in person
Right,
or over social
No, it's
media.
not in person.
okay. Ellie is also online. Jeremy, I just want to note that we have four
Bob, did
people,
you
and
provide this?
Rich is coming at 7:15. Okay. Okay, so
And you
there was
have-
a back and forth correspondence between you and Deborah. And then and it makes sense to me because, I've received correspondence from that office related to my being appointed, and it was only two people that was on my email. So I can only talk from that reference, but so the board chair gets a copy, is that correct? And the district manager gets a copy. Yes, because you guys are both on the email.
And it was just an email.
It's just an email. So I'm going to ask the chair point blank. Do you know how this email got to Deborah? If it only comes to you and Jeremy?
I can say it was not me.
So my next question is, the process, and this would be for Jeremy and the board chair. You receive the email. Does it get printed and put in a file? Does it get printed? Is it placed somewhere or it just goes into electronic folder?
I do nothing with it. It's still sitting in my inbox.
Jeremy, does it get printed within the office?
No, unless needed.
You've only seen it in your email, correct?
Yeah, we don't print those unless we need to.
You don't print anything.
Okay. So does the chair or Jeremy know, Madam Chair and Jeremy Wannicky know how the email got to Deborah?
So it's not an email that went to her. It's a screenshot of part of the email with no confidential information included. For example, that it had Cynthia's personal email address. I blocked that out. Debbie asked me a question. I gave her an answer.
So clarifying
This is-
again,
this is
you
private-
gave her a
private correspondence.
screenshot of this?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, I took a screenshot of it. Yeah, to answer the question she had, yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you, I'm just trying to
Okay.
process.
I'm trying to understand. Jeremy, did Debbie ask you if Bob was appointed to the board? Like, how did it get to the screenshot point?
She asked me, as did numerous people.
Okay,
Numerous people. And I'm not talking about low-level people. I'm talking people who used to work directly for the governor also asked me.
okay.
She went to the
At
government.
this point, so you want a timeline of events? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that would
Yes.
help. That would be helpful.
Jeremy, I'm sorry, this is Ellie.
Yeah.
If I may, because the internet kept going in and out. What started the chain of events? What was the first thing that happened that led to the next and the following step and so on? What was the first thing that happened?
All right, so Debbie's question was on Monday, August 26th. The Friday prior to that, I got two people who reached out to me. A former board member, and then somebody else I work closely with.
But
in my
Jeremy,
current
Jeremy, people are reaching out to you. What made those people reach out to you? I want to know the
Yeah,
very
so-
first thing that happened.
Yeah, I know. Let me get there. So a couple people reached out to me Friday night, the Friday before the Monday, the 26th, I think. I didn't check. This is after 5 o'clock. Sometime after 5 o'clock, they texted me. I didn't check my phone till close to midnight. And then when I did, the question was, did Bob get appointed to the board? I checked my email. It looked that way because there were a slew of emails that went out from the borough president's office that said community board appointment. Why these people were asking is because Mr. Press posted on Facebook a screenshot of the email and the email subject title that said, community board appointment letter. Didn't show the body of the email, but it showed Cynthia's personal email address, which shouldn't have been done, but that wasn't me who did that. And then said Mr. Press said, "Thank you, Vanessa," implying that he is appointed to the board, which is why numerous people contacted, numerous elected officials, at least one elected official reached out to me asking if he was appointed. This almost went on for a whole week. So by the time Debbie reached out to me, it's like midway through. So hold on. So over the weekend, multiple people reached out to me. Like I said, somebody who used to work directly for the governor even reached out to me. And then on Monday, we got a voicemail message from Mr. Press telling, I'm sure we still have the voicemail. I could pull it up if necessary, or I can ask Harriet to. I mean, I couldn't do it right now, but something to the effect that he expects to see his name on the website. And then he was coming by the office, whatever. So by the time he came to the office,
Sorry, Jeremy. What does that mean? He expected to see his name on the website. What do you mean by that?
well, so let me clarify. So he shows up to the office at some point, and it's just me and him. And he's like, "Jeremy, I know you got a copy of this." Long story short, he was insisting that he's a board member, though the contents of the email clearly say otherwise. And so we had maybe a 20-minute conversation in which Mr. Press made a few accusations, threats, or at least one or two. You know, I don't want to say a few. I don't want to be completely. I mean, I could pinpoint them if necessary. But you know, I explained to him that I'm sorry, you're not appointed. Like, I received multiple emails like this, like approximately 12 emails like this. We have 42 members. They can only appoint 50 members of the board. So you're telling me that the borough president appointed more than 50 members? And I pulled up the website on Harriet's computer, her desktop computer, and I showed Mr. Press that, and I clarified some other things that were incorrectly stated. And at the very end of the whole thing, he says, "So you're not going to put my name on the website?" No, obviously not. But again, this didn't stop Debbie from reaching out to me subsequent to this. Another board member saying to me, "Wait, you mean a member?" And the elected official, the current sitting elected official, reached out to me too for our district.
Jeremy, what written document gave Mr. Press the impression that he was appointed to the board?
I do not know. Outside of the email that said the subject title was community board appointment letter.
Ellie,
But-
why don't we also ask Mr. Press, what made you feel that you were appointed to the board? What letter did you get?
This was an email that said, and I gave it to you, community
Yes,
board
it's right
appointment
there.
letter that I received Friday afternoon, August 23rd at 5:03 PM. I tried calling the borough president's community board office. It was closed. Call back Monday. So I went and I figured with that borough president had appointed me, the bottom part, the body was not, it did not pertain to me since I had not been a board member. And
So,
I
so Mr.
said
Press,
thank you to the borough president online. And
Ellie, go ahead.
so Mr. Press, the subject line read appointments, but the body of the document read reappointments, and therefore you knew that didn't apply to you. But you thought because of the subject matter, you were appointed. The two were in conflict with each other. Am I understanding that correctly?
yes, you are.
So,
And
so based
let
on
me
the
just
subject,
add,
uh-huh.
let me just add that the councilwoman had said that she was going to push my appointment. So between the councilwoman and the heading of the letter, I felt I was appointed. I did not know that it was a mistake because I could not get to the borough president's community board office. So I congratulated the borough president for appointing me.
Mr. Press, would you say it's fair to assume that a subject line is the heading of the text of the document, not necessarily a decision that was made? I don't believe a decision made will be on the subject letter, but the subject of the letter will be on the subject letter, on the subject line. So therefore, the subject line said appointments. That doesn't necessarily mean that you were appointed or in this case, not appointed. It just meant that this was the subject matter that was going to be discussed in the letter. But you took it to think that that subject letter, the subject line, was actually telling you you were appointed.
And that's why I didn't put the body of the letter on social media. I just put the top that said community board appointment letter. I did not want to do anything that might embarrass the borough president.
But why put anything on social media if the subject line conflicted with the body of the email?
I'm sorry if I'm not a lawyer and I didn't know that, but I see community board appointment letter as I have in the past when I've been appointed to a different board.
Eli, I just want to ask Bob a question. I am confused because I'm looking at this, and although the subject says community board appointment letter, the first sentence after Dear Robert Press says, "Thank you for your time and service to our Bronx community boards. Regrettably, I am unable to reappoint you for this cycle."
And because I had received in the past a notice that said community board application status the year before, which I didn't see what happened right here, and addressed to nobody but myself. And it said, I want to sincerely thank you for your time and patience during the community board appointment process. Unfortunately, I regret, if you want to see this,
You don't mind?
okay? So it was totally different from a rejection letter.
Yeah, I see this is to you directly.
It's him directly.
This is to you directly.
The other one is to him directly also.
No, it's other people in here.
Yes, but Dear Robert.
On the top,
See?
when a person gets appointed, it goes to the chair and the district manager.
No,
Do you want to see the
do you
email?
want to see this? Or anybody else want to see this?
I was wondering if you wanted to see the emails that I received.
If that's what you want to present.
So there's an email
Make a copy.
and then there is
Yeah.
an attachment in the email.
Got it.
So you can
Mr. Press, did you receive a letter to your home from the board president regarding the appointment?
I couldn't, what do you mean?
Did the board president send you an email directly to you, just to you, regarding your appointment?
No, this was the one that was community board appointments that, or rather, community board appointment letter that went to the to the chair and the district manager also.
So you personally did not receive a letter directly from the board president's office regarding the appointment?
No,
Thank you.
So let's get to the complaint, the actual complaint, which is your complaint is that your personal information,
well, this was information that should not have been published,
right,
and it was published.
there was information that shouldn't have been published and it was published on a social media platform. You agree with that statement? Okay. So is Deborah here? So they gave a couple of,
No, it doesn't look like it. Someone's here.
Jeremy?
Jeremy.
I don't know where's Debbie, but I do have a question.
Sure.
So if this should not have been published, then why did Mr. Press publish Cynthia's email address? The top part of the email, which that's the confidential part. That's the part. Before I shared that with Debbie, I made sure I took that part out. And also, the email was not marked confidential at all.
So, wait a minute.
We're completing.
That was the confusion.
Jeremy, can you just confirm, are you saying that Bob published Cynthia's email address?
Prior to Debbie's posting.
It was where.
That's what prompted people like Debbie to respond. Multiple people reached out to me thinking that he was appointed. And I spent a lot of time, talking to these people and explaining, no, that's not the case. And Debbie, and so just to be clear, I shared a screenshot with Debbie privately. I had no idea she was going to share anything publicly. And she only shared the sentence, that one sentence that I am unable to reappoint you, to my knowledge. She didn't share.
Jeremy, did
And again-
Debbie share with you why she posted that? What was her intent?
I didn't know about it until after the fact. I can always speculate.
I didn't see this.
Bob, can you clarify, because I'm still not
Yeah, I'm
clear.
confused.
On social media, did you publish a letter or something from the borough president that started the interchange?
This is what was published, just the top part.
Dear Robert Press, thank you for your time and service to our Bronx community boards.
No,
That one?
just the, above that, above where you don't see the Robert
Oh,
Press.
okay. Okay, I didn't see that.
It was just the heading.
You just, okay,
Thanks.
The post.
okay.
There's 37 comments.
This is the section that you published
Mhm.
with inclusive of the emails.
Mhm.
And in response to community board appointment letter, that started the exchange between Debbie and yourself?
Well, there was one exchange.
Okay, but it was a response to this.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
I just want to keep to the case, right? The case itself, the complaint is that the information that was sent to our district manager and our chair was, as we found out today, was screenshot to Deborah.
Mhm.
That's what we found out today. So I want to keep to the complaint. I understand, if Bob published, Cynthia's information, and Cynthia needs to the case.
I,
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
Stuff like
I know
that.
I'm saying the same thing.
But the point
Cynthia, I
is,
have a question. Okay, because I think we now understand the sequence of events, but here I have a question. Is it appropriate for a district manager or a chair, should another board member ask a question? Is it appropriate, and is it to, instead of replying verbally, to send a portion? I think I need to know.
I don't think there's any rule against that. I know that a lot of times we reach out to Jeremy with questions. To me, my understanding, as I understand things, is once something comes to me or to Jeremy,
Mhm.
it can be shared with the
With the
board
board.
unless it's explicitly stated that it's confidential.
Mhm.
That's how I.
So the entire email or portions thereof, it would have been appropriate to share.
I think it wouldn't have been unreasonable
Okay.
for it to
not
be
a-
shared with board members.
Okay. Okay.
Madam Chair, is Deborah on?
No.
No,
I would like to know what her intent was. Why did she act that way? What motivated her to do that?
I have a different question. Is it possible, I know she was invited to participate. Is it appropriate and possible to reach out to her, to call her and see if she's willing to come online? Because I think it's important to hear what she has to say.
Madam
I
Chair,
agree with that.
if I might, Madam Chair,
Yes.
applications or information about people who are not accepted to the board or put on board are to remain secret, and they are technically destroyed by the borough president's office.
How do you know that?
I foiled applications in the past. I was told that from the Stacy Strong, the records keeper for the borough president's office,
So the-
that applications of people not appointed to the board are not to be made public.
Madam Chair, I would
So
like to get that
it wasn't
statement
the
directly from the borough
application,
president's
though, that
office.
was made public. It was an email regarding your appointment. Or a portion of an email regarding your appointment, not an application, correct?
Correct. That was why it was confusion in the original, when I tried to be as explicit as I could, but obviously some people got confused about that.
So looking at, because, this is part of that posting, am I correct? Right?
Mhm.
And I'm not talking for Debbie or anything. I think just the going back and forth that you may have had with her, that's when she posted this. Why we want to know is, why did she have to post this?
She said that I wasn't appointed to the board. I told her to prove it.
So she showed you a
I still-
screenshot.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was or not.
I have to say something because I'm holding this back.
Yeah.
Why is it this community board, and then maybe it's not? We're on a community board. Stuff should be confidential, should stay within the board, shouldn't. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, no, that's how you feel. No.
It's-
It's how you're a committee member.
I've come to this board and I have seen people scream at other adults like, it's okay. People share things. I won't take a picture of you without asking your permission. I won't post a picture of you on my Facebook page without asking you permission. I won't give your phone number out without asking your permission. So how do people just take it upon themselves to give information out of others when it's not their information to give out. I'm sorry, I'm
No,
just,
go- please,
it's
just
just,
express yourself.
it's, and we continuously see this in this community board. We come to this to help our community, to work with our people, but then we backstab each other. I may just step down because I don't want to get backstabbed. My God, calm down, Susie. I just, it's,
Madam
I
Chair,
can think, I
Madam-
can think
Madam
of,
Chair,
Bernadette saying I'm.
Madam Chair, Madam Chair,
Look back.
No, no going back, going forward.
Well, that's the only time she spoke to me anyway.
I remember that.
Madam Chair,
Malcolm said, Susan.
I'm gonna just backtrack. Have we attempted to reach Debbie?
Yes.
Yes, you did answer.
Answer.
Madam Chair,
Yes, yes, Ellie.
I'm gonna
can,
have a call.
can we inquire from the Borough President's office what their policy is when someone is not appointed? What steps do they take? And how confidential is that?
You said there's nothing in writing. I
Um,
started thinking, well, now we need to go and start the bylaws committee to start rewriting the bylaws.
No, I'm asking about the Mr. Press said that he spoke to someone in the Borough President's office, and his impression was if they're not appointed, that stuff is kept confidential and it's not disclosed. So what I'm asking the chair is if we can find out from the Borough President's office if that is their procedure.
We can, it will just delay the processing of this case. I don't know how long it will take to get
Well,
back to us.
I'm going to. What I would like to say is the fact that the person who actually posted is not present.
Mhm.
I don't know that we can resolve that without giving her an opportunity to speak. Okay, I am going to say for the facts that I understand so far, I think, and I'm going to piggyback somewhat of what Susan said, that this community board does function in a dysfunctional way at times. I'm going to say that Bob has responsibility in that he put something in motion. But then how it concluded became other people's responsibility. As an ethics committee, we have to know what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. I think that there were a lot of extenuating circumstances. I think Jeremy could have simply responded, this person was not appointed, instead of screenshots, because what you intend has no meaning once you let go of something. Because someone else can do, once they have it, your meaning doesn't matter, their meaning matters, okay? So I do think what Eli said, we need to follow up to know what is procedure and appropriate under the circumstances. And I don't think that we can give Bob the resolution he deserves without hearing from Debbie, because she is the person that made the post. So just my opinion.
Now I'm gonna throw it back at you. If we wait till December, January, and she doesn't show up, can we address it at the board, at our full board meeting? Or it has to be within this committee? And I'm just saying, what if she doesn't pick up the phone now? What if she doesn't?
Give her the option to reply by email, even if we have a
Okay.
statement from her, that would be acceptable.
I'm just thinking, that's why.
I have no choice in the matter, unfortunately.
I think he'll wait a year.
And I do want to state that I did not curse the district manager. I did not threaten him. Okay, he said that there were other people who got the information. There were more than He's correct on that. Then there were vacancies, he said, and he said he would get back to me on this, but which he never did.
Yeah, I just want to point out what the issues or the concerns here are, and then we can make a decision if you want to hold off. The concern is one, that a letter addressed to the chair and the district manager was taken a picture of and sent to a board member. Okay, and I have a question. Did, were you asked, can that be sent out by the district manager?
No, I found that.
You found out. So, that's one, right? I just want to point out the questions, because I think these are learning points for the board and, for the board members is, something was sent to the chair and the district manager. Is that information allowed to be, shared with board members? Second, we have a board member who sent information that was sent to her and posted it publicly. And you have to think about this in terms of equity, right? She didn't post everyone's, she posted Robert Press. So those are the things that I feel are my concerns here. And, so it's up, if you want to further get information from Deborah and the borough president's office, I guess we'd have to vote on that.
I think it can be a majority. I think in the simple.
I'm sorry, or do you want to vote on the case and provide
I
recommendations?
think it should be whatever the majority wants to do.
Mhm.
In its very simplest form, Bob asked for proof. She gave him proof.
Yeah.
And then it brought us here.
Yep.
Okay?
It's just that, from an
I
ethical
think
standpoint,
it
like
was
it's not that
accountability.
everybody,
I think there was accountability across the board. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
But I do want our board to be a board that functions properly. So I think it is important to know what the procedure is.
What the procedure is in terms of when, I see you, Jeremy, I'm gonna call you a second. When information is given to the chair and the district manager from the borough president's office, if that information is allowed out.
Yeah, but if you're not appointed, the board, we as board members, we were told who the new appointees to the board was,
Right,
and that was totally appropriate,
but it was listed, but it's listed equitably
you know.
on the web.
Mhm.
It's not Robert Press is the only person we're singling out.
Yeah, because there are others who weren't picked.
But we
You know what
didn't
I'm saying?
single Bob out. He asked Debbie for something and she provided it. Okay?
No, I understand.
And I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
No, no,
I'm
no.
simply
Yeah, I
saying
hear you.
it's a fact.
No, you're just saying that she asked a
Yes.
question.
Jeremy and
And
Debbie didn't wake up one morning and decide to target Bob.
She asked, or he asked a question, or he posted whatever, and she responded to him. But at the same time, it's information, that was given to two people. So I understand, I'm fine with, look, we can make a vote to see if you want to extend the case to get Deborah, a statement from Deborah and a statement from the borough president's office on their policy of those who are not chosen for the board.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yes.
I have found my text or my email to the borough president's FOIL office. And
No, I believe you.
it's dated November 3rd, 2023, 2:41 PM. And I'm going to read the part. With regard to your request for video information, emails, text messaging, or written notice on the appointment/reappointment applicant, the same cannot be fulfilled as such records do not exist. Okay?
Oh, and then you're implying that they're destroyed.
Yeah.
In that-
Okay.
Can you
Alright.
forward that to?
Yeah, you can find
Just read, got out of it, so.
No, we'll find it because that's evidence.
Yeah. Okay, so, I would like to make a motion that we
You want to hear from the
delay.
district manager?
No,
Oh,
no,
so
no,
sorry.
can we go first? 'Cause I don't think, whatever
I
you,
think we should make note of what was said in the chat, and also Jeremy said his hand up.
Yeah, so you had it.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead.
It's not public information.
Yeah, I just want to clarify a few things. Since, yeah, Bob did not threaten me, he threatened somebody else.
Okay,
And if necessary, we can get into that. But I'll leave that as is, if necessary.
well, we all know
Alright.
that threatening, anyone on the community board or threatening anyone in this office is not,
You know, it was an elected
should
official.
not be done. I'm letting everyone, that should not,
It is on the record.
so, thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
So yeah, remember Debbie only asked me about Mr. Press because of his post.
Okay,
And then, yeah, I mean, I would also say, if I knew Debbie was gonna do that, of course I wouldn't have shared it with her. But keep in mind, from my perspective, while Cynthia is my immediate supervisor, any of you can become chairperson. Technically, you're all my supervisors. So you asked me, yeah, again, in hindsight 2020, would I have done it the same way? No. Would have done it differently. But I didn't know, again, she's a board member. This is a private conversation. Yeah. For what it's worth.
I have to put it on the record that private conversations in this community board are not private. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we're
I
learning the
want
hard
it on
way.
the minutes.
okay, so motion to delay, voting on this case for Deborah Collett's, I'm sorry if I'm destroying her name, statement.
Mhm.
And for the board president to office to answer how they handle appointees that are not, constituents who are not appointed to the board.
No, I think that has to be amended. If Bob, from what Bob just shared, the people that are not appointed, those applications are not kept. But this is an email that went out. It's not recalled. So this is separate. What we need to know is if basically a district manager can share with the board who's not appointed. Specifically, who's not appointed by sharing portions or the email in its entirety. That's what we need to know.
Okay, Jeremy, please.
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I would just also ask, if this is indeed confidential information, why it's not marked that in the email? Why is there no forewarning not to share this with a board member, so to speak? That's another question I would ask, if you don't mind, the VP's office.
I just need to stand for a minute because.
I got you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I still would like to ask the borough president's office, the purpose for them destroying the documents. I want to hear from them that the reason why it's being destroyed is because it's private and no one's to find out about it. I want that coming from the borough president's office.
Okay.
I just want to clarify, because I know we're talking about applications versus letters.
It's like,
And are they handled
The same.
differently?
Yes.
this is a response.
Right.
to the application. Okay, so, I made a motion. Does anyone second?
Second.
The motion is carried, so we will process. Once we
January?
receive this information, we'll hopefully process in January, because we have to get the information back.
Yeah.
It's,
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can we get a vote on that?
Oh, you didn't hear us. I made a motion and it was second.
Now, where's the vote?
Now we have to vote.
Then we
Yeah,
have to vote.
now
Oh, yeah,
vote. Yes.
Sorry.
Anyone opposed?
Any opposed?
Any opposed? Louder, because they didn't hear me the other day.
Okay.
I had to
Anyone
stand up.
opposed? Anyone any abstentions? And the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Very good.
So, anyone from the gallery section? Gallery session, I can't talk today. Gallery session, anyone? Diana?
I'll do the time.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Got 2 minutes.
You have 2 minutes.
So, thanks. I thought you were supposed to vote after the gallery session, not before. But the main thing I wanted to say was, I also received the same letter, and my understanding of what happened was that because of staff absences, the notices about the people who were not reappointed were delayed, greatly delayed. And one of the members who had applied and not received an appointment happened to ask that very same day, ask the borough president's office, where are the letters for no appointments? And it appeared from what I received that it was just a form letter that was sent out in haste. There's a reference in my letter to your parentheses close parentheses, application. They didn't take the time to specify in the letter which it was for me. And it was a form letter rejection. The only individualized content was my name. There was also an attached letter after the body of the email, and the attachment was a little different from the email, but it was also a rejection. So it just, looked like it was something that had been done in haste. But I think if Robert Press started talking about it on Facebook publicly, then he set it up to become a public discussion of whether or not he'd been appointed. If he misinterpreted
One
the
second.
subject heading to mean that it was an
15
appointment
seconds.
and there was some contradiction, I just don't see how a reasonable person would ever come to that kind of a conclusion. So it's unfortunate, I think, that the board had to be caught up in this fuss.
Time.
Sorry about it.
Thank you. I just wanted to address, reason why we voted. We didn't make a vote on the case. We made a vote to delay the case. So it's just a special situation today because we're coming here today to vote. There were some things that we needed in order to do that. So that's why that happened.
Sorry, may I add one more thing about the confidentiality that I remember from the application process?
Go ahead.
As I recall, when I filled out the application this time, there was a section in the application that said, if you're applying to the board, please be advised that your application may be subject to a FOIL request at some point. So I took that as a warning that anything that I put in the application could conceivably someday become public knowledge. And I don't recall that from the year prior.
Boy, I think either way we're gonna find out.
Right, we'll find out from the board president. Bob, do you want to
That's only, again, as I stated, that's only if you're appointed that it's foilable.
No, that's not what it
Find
said.
out, we'll find out, we'll find out.
As
We'll
I
find
recall,
out.
that is not what it said.
Diana,
Okay,
We're going to go through the procedures that we motioned for today. Okay, Malcolm?
Hello. Sorry. So I had two questions. I was kind of confused there. Jeremy, did he get permission from Cynthia to share the post?
No.
And okay, cool. And I guess the other question is, I mean, even if that, no, unfortunately was shared, even though it was shared, it didn't present any new information in regards to whether or not he was appointed. Because if he wasn't on the website by a certain time, a certain day,
Mhm.
he's not a member, right? So like, is it I mean, is it worth it? Because it doesn't add any new information as to whether he was appointed or not, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like you can imply that he wasn't appointed just off of the fact that he was not revealed as a new member, back into September.
Right,
Right.
right. I think the core issue here is how the information moved along in the board. So, and then it was used and posted. So I don't know.
I think Jeremy wants to repeat.
Well, somebody, I think.
Larry's hand is up.
I don't know who's CC.
Yeah, CC was first.
Okay, go
That's
ahead.
me.
CC.
That's me, Christine Culpepper.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh,
everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I think that, while you guys can adjourn and then hear, the part that has to do with Jeremy or Debbie, later on, I think it's really clear that there's no case against Cynthia, right? Because Jeremy is here to say that Cynthia did not give him permission to share that with Debbie, right? And that Cynthia didn't know about the post that was made.
Thank you for
So,
making the point.
yes.
You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So I can state for the record that we're removing Cynthia Rodriguez from this case. That it's,
So let's do that in January.
Yeah, we're
officially.
gonna have to vote.
We can put it on record, but we have to vote on
let's
it.
put it on
Part of the
record that
package.
it's not.
Yes.
Yeah, because Jeremy stated and Deborah posted and Jeremy stated he sent the picture. Okay. Thank you for that, Christine. Larry?
Hi, I just had one question. If Bob was raising an issue for the committee, in front of the committee, shouldn't Deborah have been brought aware of it? Shouldn't she be here to speak her part of it, not just his issue?
Yeah, she was
Well,
made aware and
Okay.
that's
He
why
didn't show up.
and she did not attend. So we're going to, that's why we voted to delay the case, to get her statement. And also talk to the borough president's office.
Okay, because I know she works early, so she may be asleep. I don't know.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know.
So we'll get in contact with her.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jeremy?
Yeah, maybe I don't know if this is relevant. Please stop me if it is or isn't, whatever, or tell me if it is or isn't. But I know, because because this didn't stop with Debbie. Again, on Tuesday, a board member who was aware of, I think I was aware of that as early as Tuesday. A board member who was aware of this interactions back and forth with Debbie literally said to me, "Wait, you mean he's not a member of the board?" And so I did consult with Cynthia thereafter, and we did send out an email to that effect. I don't know if anybody recalls that. I don't know if again, that may not necessarily be relevant, but
So
Something.
you're saying, once the information was provided, people were like, oh, we didn't know that he wasn't on the board. You're saying,
even on Tuesday.
then you spoke with Cynthia to send an email out?
August 27th.
My phone.
Afternoon, board members, it's come to my attention that a member of the public has both asserted and implied that they have been appointed to CB11 after receiving an email from the BP's office last Friday the contents of which state the opposite. Please be advised that the only members appointed to CB11 are those currently listed on our website. The Borough President is well aware of the issue. As a result, the Board Chair and I suggest you refrain from engaging with any member of the public pushing spurious claims such as the above, despite how tempting it may be.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you addressed it.
Kate has her hand
Okay,
up.
okay. One more time, Kay.
Okay, your hand is up. Do you have a comment or a question?
Learn to speak louder on education.
Maybe she's.
Okay.
Step away.
So, yeah, so, if Kay, when you come back.
Oh, there
Okay.
she is.
Hello, hi, sorry about that. I don't know what happened with my phone. I actually have the hand up thing and it cut off my ability to speak. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. First I want to say Robert has served this community in so many ways, you know, for many, many years. And the fact that he's enthusiastic about serving on the board should be appreciated. Everybody brings their own skills and their own talents. I get the impression that a lot of people would prefer he didn't serve on this board, and I think that's kind of unfair. As far as Debbie is concerned, I know her for many years, and I've served on the board of different groups with her, and she can be a bit unpleasant at times and react in ways that are maybe not the greatest. The fact that she's not here this evening, you know, speaks volumes to me. Advice to Robert in the future, you know, be careful what you post because this is how things like this happen. You know, I understand how excited you were, and I would be happy for you if you did get on the board because I think you would be an asset. But it's unfortunate how these things happen, and I guess that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the gallery?
Jeremy has his hand up.
Madam Chair, I'm
Jeremy,
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Just keep in mind, I think everyone should keep in mind that I didn't even know that I was being requested this meeting until this morning. So, you know, maybe she didn't see the email. So it's not, I haven't spoken to Debbie. I mean, but if you want me to call her now or after the
No,
meeting.
we already.
We spoke, yeah, we tried to reach her.
Yeah, we tried to reach her.
Okay.
And
Okay.
number two, we already voted that we'd
Yeah.
like to delay for her statement or her presence.
Okay.
And we're
Right.
going to talk to the Borough President's Office, email.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. Any other gallery speakers? Going once, twice, 3 times, we're out. Okay. Any motions?
I got none.
Writing.
Any old business that anyone would like to discuss? Okay. I would like to just say the human rights presentation was very, very good and very informative. So I would tell you guys to look at that tape. Any new business? Anything that you would like to see in the ethics committee? Any presentations that you would like particular to see? Christine?
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible, but maybe you'd want to go over the social media
Policy.
policy with some of the new members who I've actually seen engage with community members in a very negative way. I'll be sending the chair some screenshots.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Great idea.
I'm so glad I don't.
Kay, did you have something that you would like to see in ethics presentation
I don't think they know.
or discuss?
Am I back on?
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
want
Yeah, because I don't know, my phone is a little strange this evening. Okay. No, actually, I think this is the first ethics meeting I've attended, and I think it's a very good forum. I think you're all very professional. You're doing, a really great job, and I'm going to attend this meeting regularly in the future. Now, if I could just figure out how to get the hands up feature off, that would be great.
Just press it
sounds
again.
good. Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Christine, your hands up again, or? Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to say that in January, you were gonna end the meeting.
Yeah.
In January, I'm going to try, if we have the two cases, then I will not be presenting in January, because it'll be too much probably. But I will be presenting on Robert rules, either January or February now.
I have a nice fat book I can bring.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, share. I love
And you know what? I have a colleague who teaches Robert's rules.
Oh, really?
We start the year off properly, 2025. And, we do have a new case, which is
Yes.
case 117, which I did, provide to everyone. So I did.
It's here,
Thank
if you
you.
want it.
Oh, so I did want to ask, are we going to move forward that case? I would like to make a motion, are we going to move forward case 1117 so that at the full board, my co-chair can let everyone know. So I'm making a motion for case 117 to be reviewed in January.
I say yes.
A second?
Second.
Sorry. So the voting, any abstentions? Any, what's it? Objections, sorry. Objections? Okay. Okay, wonderful. So we're moving we're moving forward with motion to see case 1117. So I'll let the parties of that case know that we'll be reviewing them in January. Thank you, and a motion to close the meeting.
Second at 8:08.
Okay, motion to close the meeting. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and see you in January.
Happy holidays, everyone.